Ooh, was that a okay snap? Hold on. There we go. It's your boy Nate. I usually read books because reading is sexy, and if you're not reading, you're not sexy. But today, we have the movie wrap-up. Slim one. Somebody revoke my license as a cinephile. I've only watched, what is it? I watched 7 movies this month. I think this is my worst. Worst to date. It's 7 movies, not even 10. Okay. Out of 1973, I watched Hollywood 928, 90,028, 90028, however that goes. It's about a man who kills a woman. This all happens in like the first 5 minutes, and then becomes a transplant in LA, and it's about the industry, it's about the self, it's about the conflicting counterculture that exists in the battle of the sexes. It has a sensitivity to it that I don't think other films had during its time, and especially for LA. I feel like it was always just so abrupt and violent, and all of that exists here too, but there is this development of character in all of the women where they're given not just their body, but a sense of self, actual character. I feel like most films during this time, the female leads or characters, their bodies are just used to propel plot, and it's always sad to see that. But here, I think because the director is a woman, you really get that female touch, that beautiful sensitivity, great looks at LA billboards, landscapes, and it's such a beautiful, gentle portrait of LA while still being horrific at the same time. I think by far one of my favorite films about LA or LA landscape or LA as character just really surprised me. Then I watched Groundhog Day out of 1993, Homeboy, Bill Murray. Classic. I don't think I've actually watched it in full. It was like on TV a few times, but I don't know if I like sat and watched all of it. But now I did, mostly because this book has been making the rounds on the calculation of volume 1. Yeah, I was just getting bad FOMO. I was like, I want part of this until it finally got to me. But this holds up really well. I think it was like written for Bill Murray because he plays the character so well. My issue with Bill Murray sometimes was that he was too self-deprecating, but when you have a script like this and a person like Bill Murray, it works. It works really well. All the jokes land. It's something that feels fresh still and inventive. Something that like I can always return to and see now as why it's a classic. But yeah, would like to know, what's your favorite Bill Murray movie? Okay, and I'm going to make this count because my count is so low for this month, but I watched Async First Light out of 2017 by the Thai director Apichatpong. I saw this at the Seeing Sound Hearing Time exhibit with Ryuichi Sakamoto at the Museum of Tokyo. It is sort of the side project, or the project that was occurring while filming Momoria. Tilda Swinton's in this one. It really is just about people sleeping. You get to watch Tilda Swinton sleep if you ever wanted that POV. Her right next to you in bed. There's this beautiful stillness to it, seeing the body inflate and deflate as it is unconscious. And it's that play of the unconscious and conscious, because is she acting? Is she sleeping? What is actually happening there? But it is also the waking and realizing that you are fully conscious, and it's that. And with that, Apichatpong also has saturated shots of the sun rising and light moving through the windows and through the blinds, and yeah, it's just a very delicate piece that I think is richer in experience if you've seen Memoria, so definitely do that. Then out of 2004, I watched Nobody Knows by Hirokazu Koreda. I like Koreda's work and his sensitivity towards minorities, the lives we don't usually get to see on screen. This is no exception. It's about a woman who has about 4 children, very young, and they move into this new apartment in Tokyo. Fatherless as well. They just go about their days, not going to school, not having money, and making ends meet day by day. And it becomes really heartbreaking when you get to the scene, and I think you know, can't listen to the sound of a zipper on a suitcase anymore. Can never be the same for me. But Koreda always has this distance from his characters and allows his characters to envelop within themselves. It's always so precious to see that, and the amount of care and attention that he has for his characters. And this is based on a true story as well. Seeing it on screen in this way, it makes you think of the peripheries, the people that, you know, you pass on the street not knowing actually what their history is and what people are going through. You really never know what people are going through. To see these children go through so much and to have so little really hurts. Then out of last year, I finally watched No Other Land. It's about two friends. One is Israeli, one is Palestinian. They make this documentary together through journalism, documentary film, watching a Palestinian village crumble to nothing, really. You see homes be destroyed, schools destroyed, waterways destroyed, land literally destabilized in order to create no living. It's a documentary that's really important because for all of the issues with narrative that the documentary has, there's a lot of value in seeing the nowness, what's actually happening there. It feels so in your face seeing women cry, seeing a school being demolished, like kids not having a place to learn, killing curiosity in that way. It hurts to see. You wonder, what is war but the failure of words? And what is war if we have these images? Really harrowing watch. Makes me wonder, like, what is one to do? What more can one do? Next up, out of 1968, I watched Symbiopsychotaxiplasm, 1968. It's by William Greaves. It's this non-acting, non-film film about acting and film. It's this troupe of players that are making this film. It's just that. It's the filming of a film. It fails, it succeeds, it's experimentation. Greaves himself plays himself, and you wonder, like, is this an actual film? Is it a play of an actual film? A rose is a rose is a rose, right? But what if the rose is not? It makes you question process, and sometimes I like seeing that. It's a very technical film, and it really is about, like, the questioning of film and what is film as a medium. I think the greatest part about this film is the end when a homeless man enters the picture and just says a bunch of wild stuff that makes no sense, but makes a lot of sense, and is also the most entertaining part of the film. If anyone is studying film, I think this is really interesting from, like, a technical point of view, and in terms of, like, a philosophical point of view as well, in terms of, like, film as medium. Then the last film I watched for March, which I literally just finished like an hour ago, is Dennis Hopper's Out of the Blue. I watched Easy Rider for the first time, also by him, last year, and this is essentially Easy Rider, but implemented in the body of a young butch girl suffering from domestic violence, drug abuse, alcoholism. Yeah, it's really just teen angst bubbled up, trying to make sense of the counterculture. We have punk and Elvis Presley. How does one fidget and settle into a self, and a self for their own good? Linda Manns, the child actor in this film, 1980, incredible. There's, like, an intensity to her, but also this, like, rugged adultness to her character and to the way she delivers lines that I'm just like, whoa, this kid, incredible. Mature for her age. She handles it with such certainty that is once born out of naivety, but just one that comes out of growing pains, and just so wonderfully done. I think the end, for what it is, it's a bit rough around the edges and a bit amateurish, but the end is quite shocking. It's an incredible direction to take the film into, but for the most part, quite enjoyable, minus a somewhat weak script, again, an amateurness to character development and plot itself. Definitely watch this for Linda Manns. Incredible. That's it, y'all. Those were all the films I watched in the month of March. Let me know what you watched and what's on your radar. What do you want to watch in the coming months? As always, be well, do good work, keep in touch.